Welcome to The Explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled you're here today because, let's be honest, we are tackling something that literally every single one of us has struggled with at some point. We're talking about the science of learning. More specifically, how to stop sabotaging our own academic and professional success. So let's just dive right in. Today, we're looking at 3 toxic study habits to stop in 2026. We're going to completely deconstruct the evidence-based cognitive science behind why you might be grinding so hard but still not seeing the results you actually want.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever spent, 5 solid hours studying for an exam? You reviewed all the materials, you felt completely 100% ready, and then you just absolutely bombed the test. Ugh, it is literally one of the most frustrating, painful feelings in the world. And when it happens, your mind usually goes straight down this negative spiral. You start thinking, man, maybe I'm just not smart enough for this, or maybe I'm just lazy and didn't try hard enough.
Well, here is the absolute truth, and I really want you to let this sink in. You aren't lazy. Seriously, that is almost never the case. The reality is you're probably working incredibly hard. The work ethic is totally there. The actual problem? Your brain is being betrayed by your methods. You are basically falling victim to these toxic study habits that are quietly destroying your focus and literally ruining your brain's ability to retain information. So there are exactly 3 incredibly common habits we're going to break down today. These are the top 3 culprits quietly sabotaging your memory. But hey, we're not just going to complain about the problems here. We're going to show you exactly how cognitive science can actually upgrade your grades and hack your brain for maximum retention. All right, let's kick things off with habit 1, passive rereading, which is also known as the illusion of competence. You totally know this trap. It's when you open up your textbook, read the exact same chapter like 3 times in a row, take out that bright yellow highlighter, highlight half the page, and confidently call it a day. And why do we do it? Because it feels so productive. Your eyes are moving, the pages are turning, there are bright colors everywhere. But okay, let's look at the cognitive science behind why that feeling of productivity is actually a total myth. See, when your eyes scan across that page, your brain recognizes the words. It's seen them before. So it whispers this sneaky little lie to you. It goes, hey, we know this. But here's the harsh reality check. Recognizing a piece of info when it's literally staring right at you is absolutely not the same thing as retrieving it from deep inside your brain during a high-stakes closed-book exam. Just take a look at the side-by-side comparison here. On the left, we've got passive reading. It creates that illusion of competence because it is completely frictionless. It's too easy. And honestly, easy just doesn't build memory. But on the right side, we have active recall. That's where the actual magic happens. Active recall requires what we call brain-building friction. Sure, it feels like the hard way, but that exact friction is what literally physicalizes and builds permanent neural pathways in your brain. So how do we actually fix this in the real world? It's simple. You swap that passive reading for active recall using these 3 concrete steps. Step 1, close the book. Step 2, hide your notes. And step 3, force your brain to explain the concept out loud to, say, an imaginary 5-year-old. Or, try answering a practice question completely from memory. And listen, if it feels hard, if you are sitting there struggling to find the words, good. That means you are actually learning. You're finally guaranteeing true understanding instead of just visual recognition. Moving right along to our next trap. Habit 2, context switching. Okay, this is that huge myth that you can somehow effectively listen to a complex lecture or read some dense textbook chapter while simultaneously scrolling TikTok, checking Instagram, or firing off a text. Look, I've got to deliver a little harsh scientific truth right now. The human brain literally cannot multitask. No way. Biologically, it is completely incapable of processing 2 complex streams of info at the exact same time. What you're actually doing is called context switching. Every single time your eyes dart from your textbook to that glowing screen, your brain has to aggressively drop its current train of thought, load up the brand new one about the text message, and then try to awkwardly reload that original study material when you finally look back. It's a mess. And the really crazy part, the damage doesn't even stop when you look back at the book. And that's because of something called attention residue. Even after you physically put your phone down, just that quick glance at a notification leaves behind a lingering distraction. It's like a cognitive footprint. A whole part of your brain is still actively obsessing over that text message or that social media post. So now your focus is broken. Your brain is essentially split in half, and this attention residue just sits there, completely eating up your cognitive capacity. The real-world cost of that residue is actually staggering. Let's look at this diagram breaking down the data. Check out that first bar. During a typical 3-hour study session where you are context switching, constantly checking your phone, getting sidetracked, your actual output is tiny. You might be chained to that desk for 3 hours, but you're only getting maybe 30 minutes of deep, effective cognitive work. Now, contrast that with a second bar.
3 hours of pure, focused work. The output is massive. Basically, trying to multitask just ruins your focus and totally steals your time.
The fix here needs to be pretty ruthless. Enter the Pomodoro technique. It is the absolute best way to eliminate attention residue entirely. Step 1. Put your phone in a completely different room. Not face down on the desk, not buzzing in your pocket, literally in another room. Out of sight, out of mind. Step 2. Set a timer for 25 minutes and do absolutely nothing but study. And step 3. The reward. When that timer hits 0, you get a 5-minute, totally guilt-free break to go check your phone and do whatever you want. Then you just rinse and repeat.
All right, which brings us to our third, final, and honestly perhaps most destructive habit. Habit 3, the all-nighter trap.
Ah, yes, the ultimate student rite of passage. Staying up, cramming until 4 a.m., chugging way too many energy drinks, just desperately trying to force information into your skull before a massive exam. Well, it's time for some tough love. The all-nighter completely backfires, and it all comes down to memory consolidation. Your brain physically does not lock facts into your long-term memory while you are awake. It just doesn't. That biological process literally only happens when you are in REM and deep sleep.
Just think of your brain like a giant computer hard drive. Your short-term memory, that's just the temporary inbox. But deep sleep, that is the all-important save button. When you stay up all night cramming, you are essentially just overflowing your brain's short-term inbox. And because you never actually go to sleep, your brain never gets the chance to hit the save button. So, skipping sleep means you are literally walking right into that exam room, deleting data in real time. How wild is that? So here is the bottom line. Sleep is a literal, biological requirement. It is not a reward for studying hard. If it's midnight the night before an exam, honestly, the absolute best thing you can do for your grades is to just close the books and go to bed. A sharp, well-rested brain operating at 100% capacity is always going to outperform a sleep-deprived brain that's just desperately clinging to a few half-baked facts.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to remember this quote. Studying hard feels great, but studying smart is how you actually get your life back. You literally have the power to hack your brain for better results. And hey, if you're guilty of any of these 3 habits, please don't sweat it. We've all been there. Just pick one. Seriously, just pick one of these habits to change today. Whether that's leaving your phone in the other room or actually closing the book to actively quiz yourself.
So, I want to end with a quick question for you to reflect on. Which of these 3 habits is your biggest enemy right now? Is it the illusion of competence? Is it context switching? Or is it that brutal all-nighter trap? Identify it, take some immediate action, and start upgrading your learning right now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I absolutely can't wait to explore more fascinating topics.